$251 billion in value lost in one day, the single biggest value wipeout in history. So should you be selling or buying Meta platforms? Welcome to MG Investing. My name is Dee. In this part 2 of a 4-part comprehensive stock analysis of Meta platforms, I'll give you more information to help you make a better informed decision. The first video in this series covered the D and the dumb method, which discussed whether Meta platform has a durable competitive advantage and why having one is important to your stock portfolio. You can find the link to that video below in the description. This video addresses the U and the dumb method, which details the importance of understanding how a company makes money. Understanding how a company makes money helps us make more sense out of a company's financial reporting and forecast. And it also helps us better discern the reality of a company's future revenues from the smoke and mirrors offered by analysts, pump and dump schemers, and YouTubers pumping their video channel. The truth is, if you don't understand how the company makes money, do you really understand the business? My objective in this video is to answer 3 questions. Number 1, how do they make money and is it easy to understand? Number 2, how much money do they make? And number 3, what are their prospects for future profitability? Let's address the first question, how do they make money? But before we go there, it's important to understand what products are offered by Meta platforms and how they're segmented. Meta platforms products have 2 segments. Its family of apps, which include Facebook, which I think most people are familiar with. It's designed to allow people to facilitate the building of community through networking technology. Users can share life's moments, discuss what's happening. They can nurture and build relationships, discover and connect to interests, and create economic opportunity. They can do this through news feeds, stories, groups, watch, marketplace, reels, dating, Facebook Pay. Then there's Instagram, which is composed of Instagram feed, stories, reels, video, live, shops, and messaging. These are places where people and creators can express themselves and share through photos, video, and private messaging and connect with and shop from their favorite businesses. Messenger is a simple messaging application for people to connect with friends, family, groups, and businesses across platforms and devices through chat, audio, video calls, and rooms. WhatsApp is a simple, reliable, secure messaging application that is used by people and businesses around the world to communicate and transact in a private way. Its second product segment is Reality Labs, which consists of 2 products. Currently, they're augmented and virtual reality products, MetaQuest, which is Meta's VR hardware, software, and content, and Facebook Portal video calling devices to allow users to stay connected to family. Meta has 3 sources of revenue: advertising, other revenues, and Reality Labs. Advertising revenue is generated by displaying ad products on the Meta platform's family of apps, which include Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger, and third-party affiliated websites or mobile applications. Marketers pay for ad products either directly or through their relationship with advertising agencies or resellers based on the number of impressions delivered or the number of actions such as clicks taken by users. Other revenue is net fees Meta receives from developers using its payments, infrastructure, and revenue from various other sources. And Reality Labs, which is revenue generated from the delivery of consumer hardware products like MetaQuest, Facebook Portal, and wearables and related software and content. The number of people in a Meta platform's community affect its revenue and financial results by influencing the number of ads Meta platforms can show, the value of its ads to marketers, the volume of payment transactions, as well as its expenses and capital expenditures. Let me talk about key metric changes and why Meta historically reported numbers of their daily active users, DAUs, and monthly active users, MAUs, and average revenue per user, ARPUs. These metrics collectively were called Facebook metrics and were based on user activity only on Facebook and Messenger and not on their other products. Meta believed they needed a better measurement of the business performance going forward, so beginning with their annual report on Form 10-K for the year ended December 31st, 2019, they also started reporting Meta's estimates of the numbers of its daily active people, which are DAPs, monthly active people, MAPs, and average revenue per person, ARPPs. This new metric collectively would be called Meta's family metrics and would be based on the activity of users who visited at least one of the products within the family of products, such as Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp during the applicable period of measurement. Meta believed its family metrics better reflect the size of its community and the fact that many people are using more than one of its products, which acts like an ecosystem. As a result, over the time, Meta intends to report its family metrics as key metrics in place of DAUs, MAUs, and ARPUs in their periodic reports filed with the SEC. As mentioned, Meta currently uses 2 sets of metrics to measure the performance of the platform. This first set, as mentioned, is considered the key metrics. Daily active people, or DAP, which is defined as any registered and logged in user of Facebook that accesses any of the products within the Meta family of products, such as Instagram, Messenger, and or WhatsApp through a mobile device application or using a web or mobile browser on a given day. Remember the phrase within the Meta family of products or family products. It is a crucial distinction to understand the performance metrics that Meta now uses. Another measurement is monthly active people or MAPs, which is any registered and logged in user of one or more family products who visited at least one of these family products through a mobile device, application, or using a web or mobile browser in the last 30 days as the date of measurement. MAP year over year saw an increase of 9% in 2021 from 3.3 billion to 3.5 billion. The other measurement is average revenue per person or ARPP, not to be confused with AARP. This is the total revenue during a given quarter divided by the average number of monthly active people at the beginning and end of the quarter. ARPP saw a 22% increase in 2021 compared to 2020 from $7.38 annually to $9.39. The second set of metrics that most stock analysts are most familiar, although still provided temporarily, are no longer considered its key metrics because they only measure the performance of Facebook and Messenger and not its other products. Those are daily active users or DAUs. These are registered and logged in Facebook users who visited Facebook or used Messenger through either the Facebook website or a mobile device on a given day. Meta views DAUs as a percentage of MAUs as a measure of user engagement on Facebook, which has remained steady at about 66% worldwide since 2019. US and Canada DAUs to MAUs has fallen since 2019 from 77% to 74% in 2021. For Europe, that number has fallen from 75% in 2019 to 72% in 2021. Asia showed a 1% increase from 62% in 2019 to 63% in 2021. The remaining part of the world has remained steady at about 65%. Monthly active users, MAUs, these are registered and logged in Facebook users who visited Facebook or the Messenger app through the Facebook website or mobile device in a 30-day window. Worldwide, US and Canada, Europe and Asia Pacific, and the rest of the world have all begun to level off in terms of growth. In terms of revenue growth by Facebook user geography, taking December 2020 to December 2021, worldwide average revenue by user has gone from about $10.14 per user to $11.57 per user. In the US and Canada, it went from $53.56 to $60.57. In Europe, it went from $16.87 to $19.68. Asia Pacific went from $4.05 to $4.89, and the rest of the world from $2.77 to $3.43. All of these numbers may seem like small dollar amounts, but remember, they are multiplied over billions of users. Now let's address the first question. How much money do they make? On an annual basis, revenue year end 2021 was $117.929 billion versus 2020 revenue of just over $85 billion. Net income in 2021 was just over $39 billion, which is up from $29 billion in 2020. Advertising makes up 98% of Meta's revenue, which is generated from its family of apps of Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, and other services. As you can see, advertising revenue was up 37% for Meta at $114.934 billion in 2021 compared to $84.169 billion in 2020. Family of apps 2021 revenue was up 36% to $115.655 billion from $84.826 billion, mostly driven by advertising revenue due to an increase in ads and the increase in price per ad. Some of this was recovery spending by businesses to make up for the first 2 quarters of the year due to the COVID-19 impact on businesses worldwide. In 2021, the number of ads delivered increased by 10% as compared with an approximate 34% increase in 2020. The increase in ads delivered in 2021 was driven by increases in users and the number and frequency of ads displayed across all of their products. Meta said they anticipated that future advertising revenue growth will be driven by a combination of price and the number of ads delivered. Reality Labs saw a 100% revenue increase from $1 billion to $139 million in 2020 to $2.274 billion. Total revenue was up 37% from $85.965 billion in 2020 to $117.929 billion. The business is still insanely profitable with a lot of future revenue upside. And the final question, what is the company's prospects for profitability? Well, most certainly Apple's privacy policy will have an initial impact on Meta's Facebook ad revenue and may slow it to some degree, but Meta will learn to adapt its effectiveness within the confines placed in front of them. This will not doom Meta's revenue. It will only slow it temporarily as it adjusts, recalibrates, and moves forward. Advertisers realize that the Meta platform family of apps on a per ad basis is still the most cost-efficient way to reach more consumers. Another factor is that Facebook cannot grow infinitely, but it doesn't need to. Its success should no longer be based upon its new user growth, but instead by its average monthly revenue per user. It is no different than Apple, whose future revenue is not dependent on selling another 1 billion new iPhones to 1 billion new users, which is likely not possible on planet Earth. Instead, Apple is focused on retaining the iPhone users it has by adding more value to the ecosystem and increasing the amount of additional revenue generated per iPhone user while developing other products outside the iPhone ecosystem in entirely new industries. Now that Meta has collectively in its family of apps over 3.6 billion users, Meta, like Apple, must improve its value proposition by adding more value to increase its stickiness within its ecosystem to retain its 3.6 billion monthly active people. All indications seem to indicate that Meta will continue to improve its revenue per user over the course of the next 5 and even 10 years. Even small incremental dollar movements mean billions of dollars in annual revenue. The biggest challenge facing Meta will be expanding the Facebook platform in a way that supports unifying the world's diverse population rather than allowing agenda-based characters and countries to manipulate the platform for their own personal financial benefit to promote more hate, division, confusion, and destruction. As a result of technology, the world is quickly starting to get smaller and more people more educated than ever in human history. And because of this, more people are starting to realize that we're not a planet of races we had been wrongly taught for centuries now for purposes of exploitation. We're a planet of humans belonging to one single race, the human race, all part of the same species called Homo sapiens, trying not to be the shortest-lived Homo species group to have occupied this planet. If Facebook can continue to grow its platform in a way that supports and encourages unity over shared human values that benefit the longevity of the collective species, it will no doubt become another trillion-dollar company. I give Meta platforms a 9 out of 10 on understanding how they make money and their ability to be profitable. I found their revenue sources easy to understand and their model for generating revenue to be highly effective, even with Apple's privacy policy in effect. So should you be buying or selling more shares of Meta platforms? Well, the first two parts of the analysis are beginning to point towards a strong buy signal, but there's still 2 more parts of this analysis to review before deciding one way or another. What are your thoughts on Meta? Where do you think Meta platform goes from here? In this next video, part 3 of this 4-part Meta platform's comprehensive stock analysis using the dumb method, I'll explore the first M or M1 in the dumb method, which represents management, which is about measuring management effectiveness. That's management's ability to translate their vision of the company into a viable and profitable company. If you found value in this video, click the thumbs up and subscribe so you can be the first to be notified of the release of part 3 of this 4-part Meta platform's comprehensive stock analysis, the most comprehensive stock analysis of Meta platforms on YouTube. We'll catch you in the next video.